Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Elise Cabret, here to help you with all your songwriting needs. Today we're going to be talking about song starters. These are simple and easy songwriting prompts that you can use to kickstart your creativity when you're in need of a little bit of inspiration. In this video, I'm going to show you a prompt called Letter to a Friend. Now, this exercise will show you how to take a piece of prose, like a written letter, and turn it into song lyrics. Letter to a Friend is number 2 on my list of powerful song starters. You can download that full list for free from my website. Just click the link in the description. So let's get to it. Step 1 is to write a letter to a friend that you've lost touch with. This might be an old friend from school, maybe an ex, maybe an old teacher. You want to write this letter as a stream of consciousness, so don't take your pen off the page, or if you're typing, keep those fingers moving. The idea is not to overthink this and to be as honest as possible. The other thing you want to do in this letter is use lots of imagery. So think about the memories that you have together. If you used to catch the bus together, then write a few sentences about that grumpy bus driver, or the way the seats always smelled like orange peel. Whatever you remember, write it down. Stop when you've got about a page of writing, or if you're typing on the computer, half a page will be fine. Here's what I came up with. Dear Emily, I don't know where you are now. It's been years since I've seen your face or even thought your name. It's crazy how once upon a time, many years ago, we both cried all night when we found out we'd be going to different high schools when we were older. You and I were an inseparable pair. I remember on my first day of school, I sat next to you and we did a colouring. Your mum was a teacher. I thought that was weird. I had been crying about my mum leaving me at school, but after I sat next to you, it was okay. You were probably my first ever friend. It stayed that way for years. We were besties before besties was even a word. I remember you were sick and you would have to go to hospital regularly to have surgeries. I would talk to you on the phone while you were in your hospital bed. It was well before mobile phones existed, and I used to use the landline in the bungalow so we could talk in private. It was always cold in there and the carpet smelled musty. I remember thinking you were so brave. You seemed so calm about it all. I was scared for you, but you were always okay. I wonder where you are now and why we grew apart. I changed schools in grade 5 and we lost touch. But I think we'd started to drift apart by then. I know I was mean to you at some point. I don't remember why, but I stole your hat in the playground. You loved that stupid thing. You were upset that I took it. The other kids laughed at you, and I remember it felt good they were laughing at you instead of me. But I also knew it was wrong. I still feel bad about it now, and that was many, many years ago, so I guess it left an impression. If you remember it too, and I hope you don't, I want you to know that I'm sorry. We are both at the age where we're meant to have kids. I wonder if you have any of your own, and how strange that is to think, because to me, you are still a little girl. I don't even know what you look like. I hope you are happy wherever you are. Best wishes, Elise. So once you've finished your letter, you now have what's called prose. And the next step is to break up your prose into line breaks, similar to what you'd see in a poem. You basically just want to hit enter every time you think you should break up a line. So that might be where you've got punctuation, like a comma or a full stop. Or it might just be in the middle of a long sentence. Your finished product should look something like this. Next, we're going to go through this letter and highlight the general statements. And what I mean by general statements are things that aren't really specific. So these are going to be really good ideas to use in your chorus, as opposed to the more specific ideas, which will be good for verses. And this will become clearer as I show you. So, I don't know where you are now. It's been years since I've seen your face or even thought your name. That's quite general. So we're just going to go through and change the color. You can highlight or change the color, whatever you want to do. Crazy once upon a time many years ago, we both cried all night, and when we found out we were going to be going to different high schools. So this is quite specific. So this kind of idea might be good for a verse, not so good for a chorus. You and I were an inseparable pair. Great. That's nice and general, perfect for a chorus. Remember, it's more specific stuff. We did coloring, great verse material. You were probably my first ever friend. Great chorus material, nice and general. Once you've gone through the letter and highlighted all the more general statements, you want to collect those and copy and paste them just at the end of your document. Oops. And these are going to be chorus ideas. Now you've got all your chorus lyric ideas together, it's time to start writing your chorus. So if you play an instrument, you want to just start playing some really simple chords, nothing too complicated. Now just start singing your words. This part is really messy and creative, and you just want to try out ideas, see what you come up with, and gradually you'll start building a chorus. Don't know where you are now. It's years since I've even thought your name. Don't know where you are now. Don't know where you are now. It's years since I've even thought your name. As you go through this process, more and more ideas will come to you. I found that I kept seeing this image of a school bell, which signified the end of a school day. But I thought it would make a really good metaphor for signifying the end of a school-based friendship. So this is what I came up with for my chorus. I don't know where you are now. It's years since I've even thought your name. We were so inseparable, back in the days when we were at school. I didn't hear the bell ring. Best wishes, your friend. Next, you want to find some material for your verses. So this is going to be the more specific content as opposed to the general stuff that we used in the chorus. To do this, you want to go through your letter and pick 2 or 3 mini stories or memories or topics that you've written about in your letter. I have used this first day of school memory. That'll be my first verse. This hospital memory, when my friend was sick in hospital. And down here, the apology, which I think would be a really nice third verse to finish the song. Then just do what you did for your chorus. Pick a chord progression. You can use the same one if you like, and just start singing these words over the music and see what you come up with. Gradually, you'll find some ideas that you like and start building on those ideas. And pretty soon you'll have yourself a verse. Here's a clip of me improvising some ideas for the first verse. You were probably my first ever friend, and mentioned. This part of the songwriting process is messy and creative, and it'll be different for each person. But I think you'll find if you start this process with a bunch of material to work with, like the material you wrote in your letter, the actual songwriting part will be like putting together a puzzle with all the pieces laid out in front of you, rather than trying to write a song with nothing but a blank page. And here's the first draft of the song. I remember my first day at school. I sat next to you, we did coloring. Your mama was a teacher, my mama left me here, but all my tears are dry out in the 'cause you were probably my first ever friend. And I remember you sick in hospital. You were recovering from another surgery. And I called you from the bungalow. My pulse was fast, but you talk slow. I remember thinking you were so brave. And I don't know where you are now. It's years since I've even thought your name. But we were so inseparable back in the days when we were at school. I didn't hear the bell ring. Best wishes, your old friend. That's it for this lesson. If you've enjoyed the content and you'd like to hear more songwriting prompts from me, please remember to like and subscribe. If you try it yourself, please tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear about how you go. Thanks for watching DAWter, and stay creative.